Hi everyone, and welcome to today's morning report with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Hantech Markets. For Friday the 25th of July, the European markets have started a little bit negatively, and that little bit of bout of profit taking has come just, I think, on the news that the IMF has cut its global growth forecast for 2014. In April, it had a 3.7% forecast, when it's just cut that to 3.4%. In the report, it cited ongoing geopolitical events in Ukraine, Iraq, but also emerging markets and a possibility of a reduced contribution there as well. So I think that has been taken on board by the equity market certainly today, and there's been a bit of an excuse to take a bit of profits after a decent couple of days of gains on these European markets. The Asian markets overnight were pretty mixed as well, and that came despite yet another all-time high, closing high on the S&P 500. S&P 500 just creeping ever slightly higher, and I'm always a little bit reticent when you see markets just creeping into new highs, because it just suggests that there's no real major backing, and it just shows that investors are a little bit tentative, and maybe the possibility of a bit of a trigger sell could be seen. But I think at the moment, obviously, the markets are still fairly solid. Earnings season in the States remains pretty strong, so it seems as though that investors are fairly positive. So it's all fairly positive in the US still, but just a little bit of caution I would take with the fact that it's just creeping rather than pushing strongly higher. In terms of currencies today, the dollar remains strong, and it's been excellent over the past couple of weeks really. On the dollar, continues to push higher. A little bit of pause for breath over in the early trading today, but that dollar index is pretty strong, you would say, and it looks to be coming up towards that 81.3 mark. Just zoom out slightly here to show you that 81.3 is a consistent level that the dollar tends to come up towards. So just keep that in the back of your minds there. But certainly across the board, pretty much there's no real major moves at all really on the Forex majors today. Gold also is pretty flat, no major move there either. So pretty neutral, apart from the equity markets that are slightly lower. In terms of the economic announcements today, we are looking out for the UK GDP number. That comes out at 9:30. That is forecast to come in at 0.8%, but also the IMF was positive about the UK in its report, but also the fact that the UK is now set to overcome its all-time high in terms of GDP that it reached at just before the financial crisis in 2008. So that is a positive for the UK economy, and it comes out at 9:30 today. So anything 0.8% or above will certainly give sterling a bit of a boost. So watch out for that. Before that, you've got the German IFO business climate, and that's at 9 o'clock. That's forecast to come in at just around a little bit below last month at 104.4. 104.8 was the last month. And then into the afternoon, we've got the US durable goods at 1:30. And it's actually expected, sorry, I've got this wrong here, it's actually expected to be plus 0.5% there on the month. So we'll wait and see how that moves. But today, my chart of the day is the euro yen. We've been looking at the euro in this declining sense, as the euro has struggled in the past few weeks. But now it looks like maybe a little bit of a turn to the upside. You've formed a little bit of support on euro dollar. Nothing too major there yet, but certainly on euro yen, you've actually got a bullish technical signal here that's come just above that key low at 136.20, which was the February low. We've just posted a bullish key one-day reversal yesterday's trading, where you just poked below the previous day's low and then closed strongly above it. So that is now suggesting that the traders are near-term turning their outlook positive. But you will see here that there's a significant amount of overhead resistance to overcome. Um, First of all, before you can start to get really positive about a recovery on euro yen, you're still in this downtrend that you've been in since well, for the past 3 weeks or so. But furthermore, you've got this resistance around this old low around $1.30, sorry, at 137.60. The first barrier that you'd want to break on euro yen also would be this resistance around 137.40, which was the reaction high a few days ago, and that is certainly going to be the initial resistance that we need to overcome. But then you've got this band of resistance that I've highlighted here between 37.60 and 37.70, which then also coincides with, as I said earlier, this downtrend that we've been in, and also you could argue that the moving averages start to come in as well, not too far above there. So the in terms of whether you'd be buying this, I think it is a risky play, because certainly the outlook remains pretty negative on euro yen. All these moving averages falling in bearish sequence. These momentum indicators as well, very negative still. Although you do have these stochastics, which are just threatening to give a reaction buy signal to cross over back above that 20 line, would be a crossover buy signal there on the stochastics. So that could also add weight to a bit of a recovery. And furthermore, you could also argue that on the RSI, it does tend to come back to just above 50, and obviously that has quite a big unwinding yet still to come, if it's as it's still just around 38. So there is scope for a recovery in this euro yen chart, and if you are certainly a counter trend trader, a bit more risky than others, but certainly a counter trend trader would be looking to go long into this but bullish key one-day reversal, which has also had a fairly positive reaction today, and there's no real selling pressure that's seen as in yet on the euro yen. So possibility of a recovery, but as I said, there are these overhead supply areas that we need to break through, and ultimately I think it would just be another chance to sell anyway. So if you're a medium-term trader, I'd be looking at that as possibility of just over the next few days looking for a selling opportunity. But certainly if you're a very near-term trader, you could play the long side on this one. Anyway, I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I will speak to you later. Thank you.